Go ahead.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. I would like to start out by introducing Ben. He's playing Ticto Keeper. Brian, who is playing Edward the Everflame Niven. And as a returning guest, Alex, who is playing our secret paladin of Pelor, Carl. And I am Joel the DM. Recap of last episode, enveloped in a wash of light and taken off to meet with the emerging Dawn Father. Carl is taken from our team and returns at the Basilica to debrief with Dumaine, the High Priest, and Fodor is still under the weather, not doing well. Ticto and Edward take this time to get some ideas and information from Nuvario, and they realize that they forgot payment of the delivered items. So we rejoin our quest. I
All
guess
right.
that's where we're going.
All right. Bob, I just realized we never got paid, so we should probably go back to what is that Iron uh, Iron Anchor.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
INE. The Basilica of the Pointed Horn.
That one. Yeah. Words
Yeah.
are hard. Um,
Yeah, you probably should. I mean, not to be a stickler for rules or like agreements.
mhm.
That is the basis of the whole reason I sent you there.
Well, I mean, it kind of got us some extra time on the ground, so
You know what? Yeah, I'll give you that. Like it does, and you also left compatriot there.
yeah, we
So
have
Not
to
to be
get
a
him too.
I mean,
not to be a stickler for details, but I also have something I wish to discuss with you, Bob.
is it about those triplicate forms? You're not really collecting those, are you?
I'm still deciding,
All the shit
but
that I've seen done.
it occurs to me that under your employment, there should be some sort of compensation for our work. Don't worry.
Do
I
we have
don't
an
want.
agreement as employment? I just thought you was.
Well, we are acting as your couriers on this plane.
You sure you don't got a little bit of Fey blood in you?
I am, in fact, half elf, so yes, I do have Fey and ancestry.
All right, then. What are you talking about?
But you can relax. I don't want anything as trivial as money. And you kind of see, Bob, like you kind of see like Edward, like putting away some like stationery that he found inside the shop and whatnot. And he kind of walks over to Navariel and he goes, uh, oh,
we just lost
I'm
Ben.
still
we
here.
have lost the Ben. Oh,
We
all right.
did. The Ben is just Vegeta.
That was weird. I don't know why that
Yeah,
shut
I've
off
never
suddenly.
seen you so powerful.
It's over 9,000.
Yes, I was hoping somebody would say it.
It's over 9,000.
Which, in not to break from the storyline for a minute, but I find it funny that that's the point that everybody remembers over 9,000, when literally like everyone else was like in later episodes like are born at that power, like regular humans are like 9,000. Like I just find
No,
it
a
funny.
regular human is one.
Shut up, nerd. Talking in the later in the end,
Yeah,
you know,
but like by
Cell
then it's like yeah,
and all that. Like they're like, I sneezed too hard and I broke the planet. My bad.
yeah. And they decided to get rid of like power level system altogether after they decided
Would have been
Frieza was a
asinine.
million.
Yeah, that was Frieza's power.
Yeah, was a million.
It was a million. And the last time I watched an episode, like Goku like pimp had slapped him like to the ground, and I'm like, nice. They're not even trying
He
anymore.
did.
Yeah, in
Anyway,
training room.
sorry.
All right, sorry. Anyways, enough, and I digress. I'm feeling much better and very non sequitur, so this is gonna be great.
Navariel, it occurs to me that when we go back to this Fey rune, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, there is a good chance that we will not be coming back. And so,
Why not?
well, I mean,
Is this one of those like heroes dying moments? Are you being melodramatic, or are you like, hey, the climate's nice, I'm gonna stay? Like, I'm
well,
just wondering where we're coming from.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know what is in store for us. Perhaps we go to see the chain and there will be another chain breaker, and then we kind of succumb to this.
Oh, okay, okay. You're talking like
We don't have a backup plan this time.
I see.
I'm not
You mean
entirely
like
sure we
a
ever
pebble,
had a
like a
backup
marble?
plan.
Like you don't have one of those.
Well, yeah, we don't have one of those marbles again.
That's because it's you guys can survive here. Why would I give you a marble to survive something that you could live in?
Not to
You're not.
mention that if
I mean,
we
if you go
happen,
into hell, it'd be a different story. But I mean, I definitely would give you a soul lock in hell.
not to mention that if we go to this water deep at some point, we might not be able to exit from there either.
Oh no, I remember that one. Yeah, that Nyx will keep you there.
So there are seemingly many ways in which we may not be able to return.
No, I agree. You know, in hindsight, I feel like there's a lot of stuff I should have probably been like, this might be problematic in the future.
Indeed. As per my particular part in being your courier,
Hold on, we are making a deal right now, right? Am I understanding this correct? Is that what you
you
want?
are
A contract?
this is correct. I am
He
entering
gets this
into
like Ben, you're gone again. He
I
gets
know.
this like little like you see like I don't know, like a little wiggle of energy around him, like you would like in in the animes where like they get excited, like their side of their neck kind of wiggles, and he's like, "So we're doing a deal, huh?" And you're like, "Yeah." And he gets this like little jolt of energy, and he pulls out a very elaborate contract, and he's like, "Okay then," and he starts writing down what you're talking about.
as acting as your official courier on this particular
He's writing down word for word what you're saying right
service in going to receive payment for the healing drops that you've provided to this church and acting as your official employee into this matter, whether by mere commission or by permanent employment. As per my payment for this service, I do not want money.
now. He looks over to Ticto and he's like, "Do you want money?
I just like magic.
Do you want to be included in this deal or not?"
I don't know what he's asking for, so maybe?
I need a hard yes or no.
I just look at Edward.
This is your deal. I'm not going to hold your hand through this tiptoe.
Fucking fine. Sure, yes.
You want financial compensation then, as opposed to whatever he's
I
about
want
to ask?
magic.
Specific kind of just magic.
Spells that I don't currently already know. Hopefully time related. That'd be nice.
He's unnaturally serious at this moment. Like, normally there's a little bit of like joviality. He is like dead nut serious right now.
Ticto, given our employer's Fey ancestry, given the fact that he is in fact a archfey, I
He
want
looks
you
and
to
he
be
goes, he goes, "Done, written down. Continue."
Oh. I was going to warn you to be a little bit more specific with your language, but unfortunately, I think that time has passed.
That it has. So, not money. What do you want?
In the event that I am, for whatever reason, unable to return to Eberron, I want you personally to deliver this.
Ooh. Came prepared.
That's it?
You will,
Ah,
you will,
he takes it.
you will find my wife, and you will personally see to it that that ends up in her hands.
He says like there's like a little like he's like, so I have to deliver this device this person. I could magic it to him right now.
You could, but only in the event that I am, for whatever reason, unable to go to Eberron myself.
So like dead, like obliterated, no resurrection, dead.
Death or imprisonment.
He's like,
anything
I could just take like some of your hair and keep it so we can have somebody like do a full resurrection on you. Like we can do that if you want to be kept like safe.
Could I
Well-
request that?
No, you already got your magic. I mean, you have to add a new part to the deal.
But there are
We can do a
some
subclause A.
But there are some conditions, yes, that do stop true resurrection. Such
Yeah, not
as
important ones.
disintegration.
Huh?
Such as disintegration. I do believe
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mentioned something
I know.
of a
That's
beholder.
why if I have a piece of you like saved, I can resurrect you. Like we're talking full one.
I will continue to insist that if I am unable to return,
Yeah,
to
I got
Eberron
that. Like
myself-
any reason you can't come back. I'm asking, do you want a subclause A on a resurrection in case you can't come back? I am too. After a certain amount of time, I'm supposed to have this done.
if a resurrection can be performed, I would prefer to go to my wife myself. Yes, but if
Okay, that will hold on. I can add that to the contract. Like Ticto, that's the part you want to be put on.
Yes, I would like that as well.
We'll call it accidental death or dismemberment clause.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna put it at. And we were gonna put an AD&D rider on it. So copy that.
I would like you to not put any exclusions for acts of God. That would be nice.
You want that actually written? I mean, at which god in particular?
No, just acts of God gods, acts of God, or hyphen, acts of God, \S. So just to kind of capture that. No exclusions allowed for that.
It
What's
seems
the act?
important.
Oh, you mean gods?
Yeah.
As in, okay.
Yeah. So like if we pass because of God/gods, then no exclusions for that.
All right. Well done. All right. So I believe that we have this insurance proposal has been laid out.
Do I have your word, Bob?
Yeah. All right. He's gonna, as he does, he's gonna like grab the part of the contract and he's gonna pull it, and it's gonna turn into 3 pages. And he's like, "You sign this one, you sign this one, and then I'll keep this one for myself." So he all signs it.
Ticto's gonna pull out a knife. Is this the part where we cut ourselves, or are we just?
No, your name's just fine. I don't.
Perfect.
We're the. I'm not a devil.
I don't know. I just always heard when you cut these sets of deals, you're supposed to give some blood or something.
No, that was the first Ghost Rider movie. That's not how we do it here. We need a name.
All right.
And then bleed right here. No, I'm just joking. We don't bleed. I
Very good. Well, with that deal struck, I think it's time.
Okay. So going back, rehashing, acting as courier to receive payment to the church, whether by commission, not money. Check to watch magic. Hopefully, time. If I cannot return to Eberron, deliver this to my wife. if resurrection can be formed, do this first. He's like, all right, in village of subclause 1A, he reaches out, he takes like pulls part of your hair out, snip, and he lets it out and it flies off. You know, one of the invisible servants flies off, puts it in a tube, and he goes into an empty shelf that you have not seen anything on. Both of you guys, you know, snip, snip, sit there right next to each other, and a little number, and you get a number, and it's POL-CY, is what's written on the shelf, and you have 114639, and you are 114638. So, Ticto, you are the 9, and Edward, you are the 8. This is your policy number. I feel like Ted the Barbarian.
I just love it.
We just fucking literally wrote out insurance.
Yeah.
All right. He looks over it and he gets a big smile and he goes, "That'll do nicely." So he goes, "All right. Well, off you go. You gotta collect payment." He takes your letter. He puts it on the same shelf right next to your little hair sample. Then he goes, "Ticto, when you return, with everything done, we'll talk about what spell you'll get."
Ooh.
All right, get the fuck out.
I leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we come out in the town or?
You do. You come out the same spot. His location, the town, is fixed because he has established another, it's another.
Well, I didn't know if we came out through the trap door. I also make sure and take the doorknob with from when we did our little.
Oh, I just assumed you did that. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that door event disappeared as soon as it appeared. As soon as you came through it, it just like. So you're in the town, and the first thing you hear, is you hear in the town square a high-pitched squeaking voice being like, "And I found this in the woods where somebody is disrespecting the bowel fielder and is throwing it. Hey, I'm talking!" It's a little like trying. You see this little imp standing on top of a statue, holding a crumpled picture of the Hammer of Piotr. He's like trying to get people all incensed that somebody is defacing religious imagery of Piotr.
Mm.
And people are kind of like looking at him and being like, "Oh." He's got like maybe 2 or 3 people watching. Nobody's really like paying any kind of attention, but people are slowing as they walk. So he's been at it for a minute.
I put on the belt.
Huh?
I put on the belt, the magic belt.
All right, you are now. You now appear. You get a little bit taller, and you take on the outward appearance of a chain devil.
I'm gonna put on the cloak.
Okay. You take on a smaller. I believe it was a spine devil, right?
Devil. Yeah.
Yeah. So you are shorter and you've got like wings, but you're walking because you can't actually.
Yeah.
And so you guys take on and you kind of like meld in. Edward, you are given a wide berth. And Ticto, you're looked at kind of with a little bit of confusion as to the fuck you're doing here. You know, like they're like, what is this guy? Why is he walking? But still, the general populace don't. They give you a wide berth and kind of head down, go about their business.
Yeah. I just kind of follow in Edward's wake.
Okay.
I head straight to the church.
Okay.
Do I notice if that thing that Imp was holding, did that look like the thing from when we were...
Let me get a check. Let me get a perception check.
It's not going to be
I have
good.
all these great characters designed out that you guys have just blown right through or past, and it makes me really upset.
I got a 13.
You don't know. You kind of guess.
Can
But
I
you're
get
not 100%.
Can I get an insight on the Imp to figure out if he's like bullshitting or not, or if he's like being earnest?
You don't need that. Like, he is literally busting his balls to try to get some attention around here.
I'm gonna try and be like, I'm gonna walk up and be like, Edward, hold on. What seems to be the problem?
Who are you talking to, Edward or me?
I'm walking up to the Imp.
He's like, I was in the woods and I found this discarded, and he's like holding it up. He's like, this discarded image of our sacred Lord Piotr is thrown on the ground in irreverence. We have someone who thinks they can throw the symbols of the gods on the ground, and I will not stand for it.
Now that I'm closer, can I see anything about? Is it just like a piece of paper?
You could do another check.
Yeah.
But since you're closer, it's going to be more of an investigation.
Okay.
You're really looking to see if you know what this is.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at it, and that is a 17.
Yeah, it is. It is the one that. It is the image that Carl gave you. That when you guys figured out where he was, threw it on the ground.
I see. I don't remember throwing it on the ground, but okay.
No, you didn't. When Edward did the spell, he was like, right. And
Oh, gotcha.
he's like, this, and but now the imp starts telling you that there is a band, of people out there openly disrespecting the gods, and he wants openly disrespecting Asmodeus,
Did you
Loki, Piotr. Like, now you could tell he's just making shit up.
Did you see someone, or did you just find something?
He's like, oh yeah, I found there was a whole group of people standing in the woods talking about how they don't have to listen to the gods, and they took this image and they stomped it into the ground.
Spine devils are higher ranking than imps.
Everything is a higher ranking.
Yeah,
than...
I'm just making sure. Don't lie to your betters.
Yeah, why would you think I'm lying?
Because you are. You didn't see anyone.
You weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. I was there. Where were you?
Because I can smell an imp's lie from a mile away.
I would like an intimidation check.
Can I just kind of like assist?
Oh, yeah.
Considering I'm just like right behind him. Like,
I don't really know
is,
if
like,
that's necessary, because if he can't pull off intimidating an imp, like, what good is he anyway?
I mean, do I get any kind of additional stats since I'm the barbed?
You are
I
as
have...
intimidating as Ticto is wearing a cloak.
Damn it.
These are just items that have been like soaked in demon blood, like soaked in like demon essence. It has nothing to do with like anything. Like, they're not like programmed magic items. They're just.
Let me guess. You got under a 5.
I got a 4, and I have a +0 to intimidate.
That's awesome. He got a 16. He's like, I don't remember you being there to say anything about the hordes of people disrespecting both Piotr and our Lord Asmodeus. He's like, maybe you're part of the coup.
Come again.
And he loudly says, maybe you don't give the gods the respect that they deserve. Maybe you think that it's fine that people are throwing around the symbols of our gods.
Maybe imps should remember their place. And I punch him in the face.
All right, attack roll.
Come on. Oh, there we go. I got an 18. I got 21.
Yeah, that's super hit.
Yeah. Which is like basically just like backhand this imp. I was like, "How dare you question my sorry, this is Ben forgetting how to talk. How dare you question my devotion to Asmodeus?"
He's gonna take. I needed a roll for damage. But
What's
it's
an
unarmed,
unarmed?
so-
What's an unarmed strike?
D3 -1, I think.
It's a what?
D3 -1. He said. So D6 have -1.
D6 cut in half -1. Wow,
Oh, I rolled a 6, so I got a 2.
All right. So he goes flying back and he's knocked off, and he's like, meh. And then, but then like a little bit of awareness comes, and he's like, he looks at you, and he's like, "What are you're no spy devil? What are you?"
What are you
'Cause he's
referring
like-
to?
He's like, mostly he's like, you hit like a bitch. So he's like, you should, because your hit was not magical. Your hit was just a regular backhand. He's like, "What are you?"
I didn't deign to give little imps any sort of spell energy behind it. You just needed a bitch slap.
Let me get a deception check. And
Oh god, this is another 0 for TikTok.
yeah. Carl, do you happen to be out in the town square at any point in time to see this, or?
Oh no, I'm happily in the church.
Oh, okay.
That's an 11. Am I gonna get any help from my big boy backup right now? Or
Nope.
Damn it.
Nope.
He rolled a 15.
Yeah, I got an 11.
Yeah, he's like, he looks at you and he's like, what do you mean put spell behind it? Like, it's just who you are. Like, who are you? Like, and then he's like,
I'd like to take this opportunity.
we've got a charlatan here. He's
I'd
like,
like to
he's now making a fuss that you are not what you say you are.
I'd like to take this opportunity to take the moving chain that I have, and I'm going to like sling it out and wrap it up around like Ben,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to like pull him up to me, and I'm like, "Traitor!" And
All right,
going to-
attack.
Oh, I'm not attacking. I'm wrapping him up in it. I'm grappling him.
Still need an attack. Still
Okay.
need an attack roll because it makes me happy to demand it.
As long as
Okay.
I know it's him, I'm totally complying. So
Yeah, but he's still got to like fling it out to see if it hits you. Then it makes me happy.
So, what is my bonus to this?
It's based off whatever your attack base stat is. So for you, it's Dex, right? Or Wisdom.
Is it like a spell attack? Because if it's a spell attack, I add my wisdom. Okay.
Wisdom. It's whatever you use predominantly as your attack. So for you, it'd be Wisdom.
Okay. And do I add my proficiency modifier
Yeah.
to it?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So then it's 21.
Okay. Yeah, he gets that. The only reason you're doing an attack roll is to make sure you're not like it's not wildly flinging it out because you've only used it once.
Yeah.
And that's this time.
Okay.
So like you get it out and you're really trying to like make it look like this is part of you and you've got this, but you manage to get out there and smoothly like you get it to do like kind of an organic, like not straight shot, but kind of like a tendril like tentacle like thing, and it wraps up around Picto and he picks you up and he's like, "Traitor."
I look over to the imp and I say, "Imp, hand me that evidence. I shall take this thing and your evidence to our lords and make sure that justice in the name of Asmodeus is done to this spineless coward."
Yeah. Then he gets real smug and he's like, absolutely. He's like, that's what we should do with people who don't respect the gods. And he'll hand you this paper, and he'll give Ticto a really smug look. He's like, whatever you are, you're fucked now. And then he kind of like jumps in the air and like flutters off.
Come
You know,
along
every
with
now and then
me,
kind of
little
peek
one.
back to the giant. You know, yeah. I would like you to roll for shitting your pants. No.
I was say I know who it is.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's hilarious. Like, you gotta look like you crap your pants.
Come along with me, little one.
I feel like that's a voice that you've been dying to like pull out. The one that's so fun to use but hurts the shit out of your throat after a while.
Indeed it does.
You're gonna be like, oh, I hate this.
This is now how I will talk. While I have this
Edward, you
belt
talk.
on.
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
Yes.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
All right. So, you guys, you take him very like you attracted quite a crowd right now. Like, there's a lot of people who are like, you know, like how whenever there's an accident, people are like, you know. So he's like, there. You got a fair amount of people going. So like, you are now triumphantly holding the spined devil who tried to like big nuts an imp, and the imp called him out, and you're like, yeah, smells like a rat. So you take him off.
I hate whenever, anytime Ticto Times decides to do something like charismatic base, he just like, I have no bonuses to it, and it's just like, the dice know it.
Yeah,
they
the dice
punish
know
me for going outside of my role.
They do not care for your nonsense.
Oh,
right.
I take you and I start to take you to the church.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, once we're out of sight from the crowd, like I kind of make a big show of like, you know, moving them aside, like being all like, keep order, and I like, you know, order them to like go back to what they were doing.
Yeah, they very quickly get back to their stuff. Like, you don't even have to roll an intimidation. Like, this is such a beaten down people. They're just like, you know, as soon as you come, they're like, yeah, right, okay, I'll go back to my business. So, yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard to move through.
But then once we are out of sight from the general populace, I'll look to you and I'll say,
perhaps it is a good idea for you to take off that cloak.
Done. Immediately, Ticto's like, takes it off.
And then I'll take the paper, and in my hand, I'll produce flames so that I just go ahead and get rid of whatever evidence.
All right, perception check to see if anybody's watching you.
That one.
Ben, I think it's time for you to go back.
I think I need a new dice.
Yeah. It is time for you to get some new dice.
This dice needs to be in jail.
Okay. I got 14.
Okay. You're pretty sure nobody sees. Are you on the outside? Like, are you outside of the basilica? Or are you...
I would say that we, like, went to, like, a back alley to, like...
Yeah, whatever,
Like-
like, is nearest the church, but at the same time... Yeah.
We
Yeah,
didn't,
great.
like... Yeah.
No, you guys got away with it because the dice said on my end that I rolled a 3, nobody saw you. So
Well, that's fortuitous because
Yeah,
the
it
imp, the imp
But
was
I was
the
so
imp was
wanting to,
rolling
like, run you-
the imp was rolling so hot.
Yeah, dude, the imp was like literally like, you hit like a bitch. That's awesome. Anyways, so yeah, you step off of an alleyway, you go down the street that the main market square, you know, you see the street that the basilica is on. And you turn down that one, see an alley, go in there, burn it, and come back out. Do you come out as you're still the chain devil, and you're Ticto?
I'm done with trying to do that. I was like, that did not work at all.
That was bullshit.
I thought maybe like the imp would respect some hierarchy a little bit, but he gave no fucks.
Yeah, no, he had a purpose, and you're not high enough to be that scary. So,
But yes,
right,
I still look like a chain devil.
you still look like a chain devil. So you exit the alleyway. You are visibly a chain devil, walking with a no.
I am not walking with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how do we exit the alleyway then?
So like he'll come out the alleyway and I'll follow like kind of like behind him like a minute or two later.
Okay. So and then you guys kind of like go your separate ways. Okay?
Yeah.
To the temple.
I'll just be like,
Meet at the temple.
Okay.
Yes. That did not go well.
No,
Okay.
it did not.
Elusu got rid of the evidence.
Yeah.
Say it a little bit louder for those that didn't hear you.
That's amazing. He just backhands him, kills him immediately. All right. So who gets there first?
uh,
I would think he would because he's like a lot bigger than me.
yeah. I
He's
mean,
got a
I have
longer
a
stride.
Yeah.
I have
Alright,
a
you get there.
faster land speed, so yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
Well, then you get there first.
And I will walk inside the temple.
Okay. You walk in the temple and you see, a bronze dragonborn, standing there and excitedly talking with the archbishop.
Mhm.
And the archbishop looks and he's like, "What do you want?"
Can I be reasonably sure that aside from the two who are in the temple that I'm looking at, that I am not being observed?
Perception check.
There is, perception check.
Okie dokie.
Carl, I need a perception check from you as well to see if you, because you were with him when they took it, right?
Hmm?
Yeah. Okay, so
All right. So that's 25 on my end?
No,
Or, I'm sorry,
yeah,
that's 22.
there's
wait,
a
no.
guy in the corner, like, doing some weird, like, beseechment of Asmodeus to make him rich, but, like, nothing.
You can tell him to leave us.
Yeah. All right.
I would say by now Ticto also walks in.
Okay. Yeah. Now you roll your perception check with advantage, Carl. As soon as Dicto walks in.
16.
Yeah, you're fairly certain that you know.
Oh,
Okay.
hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ignore him.
I
That's
do.
Edward.
Yeah. Dumaine is like openly hostile when you walk in. Like he's like, "What brings you here?" And be quick about it.
And I
Relax.
just
Relax, priest
remove
buddy.
the belt.
It's Edward.
Oh, okay. And then he's like, "Oh, his whole demeanor changes. He's like, "Yes, it seems that you were successful."
It would seem so.
Also, as he's like feigning this old man voice, you know, that he's done with them the whole time, Carl, you're like, he's like, "Yeah, you were successful in aiding in our great work. I see. What brings you back?"
Well,
Oh, their friend is
And
still
then
here.
he comes close to you. He's like, "The blessings of the Dawn Father fall upon you."
and you as well.
And he's like, he's giddy a little bit that he gets to say it out loud to
Yeah.
another person.
Yeah. So, our employer did, in order for us to arrive here, we had to be able to accept some form of payment for the merchandise we provided to you earlier. Also, Fodor is still like sick in the corner, so we needed him too. But
out of curiosity, has anyone returned to the church with perhaps forms?
You mean your IOUs?
Yeah.
The triplicate. Yes.
Hold for a moment. And he's like, he gets up and he walks back. He's like, Heather, anyone brought those homes back to the church? And she's like, what? What? No! As to be expected. No,
It
no,
looks
we
like you
can't.
got
Like,
kinda a little bit yourself, Edward.
Only
uh,
for the
um,
moment.
Well, at least now you don't have to worry about the moral quandary of that particular issue.
he's like, just most of the time you need to get paperwork in order before the service is performed. Trying
Yeah.
to get it after most of the time they don't care. And you will not.
Don't worry, I'll catch them at tax time.
Yes. The 1095s that they need. Remember. Why are we in such like hard
We're-
insurance?
We're like in bureaucracy mode. It's weird.
Like the running with the gods of orders in our story is like legitimately affecting our role play.
When in Rome,
Uh,
my friend.
I like lean in. I'm like, might I suggest we talk somewhere a little more private?
Oh yes, quite. Probably better. Heather, watch the doors. And he walks off, and the young woman who is like in the back room does nothing. Like she just like you go back into what is like his study. Kind of like a rectory. You know, like you can tell he lives there, but it's also like church property. So he's in this area, and he brings you to this room, but then he takes you as you go in there. He's like, we can talk mostly freely here, but then it's like if you want to talk about our work, he goes to a bookshelf and like clicks a button, and it takes you out of the church to a smaller.
Might be better to be absolutely
It looks like
sure.
he had built that himself.
First and foremost, I must insist that we accept our payment.
Right. It was 150, I believe. Correct?
Yes.
That seems to be right.
Yeah. And he looks at that. There's 150. He's like, right, and he hands you. He just reaches in there and gives you like 15 platinum. Because you notice he also has like this like bursting at the seams pouch of platinum, like the same as Carl had.
Seems
Okay.
like there's a certain amount of inflation going on in this world.
Well, when you get into a certain business, it can be lucrative.
He's like, oh, so you must keep up appearances. There is no doing good for good's sake in this world.
I see.
So while we do donate a fair amount of coin to help those around us, we must keep up appearances.
I must ask, Father, in a world so besieged by what's going on here, how did you come to find the Dawn, Father?
He's like, it was in a dream, actually. This world never sat well with me. And I remember a day in my young acolyte days when I was beseeched to heal a young woman who had a virulent illness, a simple matter of curing, but she did not have the coin to pay for it. And it vexed me so as a young man when I still thought that you could do things for good sake. And I healed her and was harshly punished by the church at that time for wasting talents and resources of the church. And I had fallen asleep that night feeling all sorts of conflicted. Because there are still some of us who heal and give services to the sick and the poor because we feel it's the right thing to do, but the system tells us it is not. But I had a dream that day of a shining light who said, "Follow me, and I will show you how it is to be good for goodness' sake." And I dismissed the dream and gave no thoughts to it, for it was a small matter, not overpowering. But that feeling in me grew, that desire grew, and the dream became more and more um, consistent.
I see.
Better terms. And one day I asked, "Who is this?" And he said, "I am Pero, the Dawn Father."
Hmm.
Because and I represent what you are feeling. I was probably a priest at the time when I finally had this conversation. I had been having this dream off and on for years. And so it moved into I became obsessed with the idea of there's a Lord of Order that is evil. Perhaps there's one that is good. I
Hmm.
haven't seen it.
Hmm.
And then when he revealed himself to me, I thought, that's the system. That's who talks to eyes.
Hmm.
And kept appearances up in the Church of Asmodeus, still wearing his vestments. And then he turns around and he flips it over and he shows you where he like has etched in gold the symbol of the Dawn Father. He's like, we had to adapt it, but vestments be as they are. And he goes, then young Carl came, wounded, with a almost instinctive connection to the Dawn Father, indicated by his species. And we have been working together to find a suitable location, one with enough energies to start bringing the plans of Dawnfather back. You just happened to come when we found one such hidden location.
I see. Are you aware of any other locations, or is this the only one?
There, prior to the fall, which is um, what we call the radical shift in powers, those millennia ago, where the trio rose to a power, rose to
Hmm.
what is the word? Ascended. Uh, there were many such locations that were blessed. However, they are sublimated by the overwhelming presence of evil.
So I'm curious, just real quick.
Is this above table or as ticket?
Uh, yes. So
Yeah, you can't say yes to a
no,
not yes.
no. So like, in my head it's yes, because it like Tikto wants. I don't know if this will do anything. Tikto wants to briefly take off the stopwatch and see if it like changes like any like if
That's
like
not how the stopwatch works.
no, I thought because there's the time band part.
No. The stopwatch keeps you from being psychically crippled.
Oh, okay.
You still see them.
Okay. I didn't know
No,
if
this
like
this
I had like
timeline
some
is
kind of
set.
like okay. I didn't know if there's like a thing
No,
where I could like
you're referring to the ripple effect.
yeah.
That are happening in the outside worlds, like an Eberron and the
Okay.
Celestial Health.
So
But
like
is the
once
source.
the timeline got set, it's like it rippled outwards, but like
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
rippled
matter.
outward.
Okay.
But in Beirut and in the prime material plane, like it's been that way for millennia.
Okay.
So like you're not gonna get as many ripple effects, and the further out from there, you're gonna get more ripple effects.
Okay. Okay, so I guess that was above the table question. I was curious if like I could like see what he would have been like
You can
without.
take it off and try.
I want to try it just for flavor, I guess.
Okay. I want that in a dice roll. Lower is
Ooh.
better in this one.
Oh, lower is better?
Lower is better in this one.
Well, just a flat dice roll.
Yeah, flat dice roll.
13.
You take it off and nothing really happens.
Okay.
You get like you're like working really hard and you're like staring, like uncomfortably staring at him. And he's like, yes. And but it's one of those times like your mind fills in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you stare really hard and you're like trying to like look for a change in investments or like a change in color. And you imagine in your head that for a brief moment he's covered in like blue, white, gold vestments, but it's just your own mind. There's no actual change. You have no headache, no
I'm
nothing.
sorry. I have a very close connection with time, and the reason that we went on our quest is sort of revolving around that. So I was wanting to see if in the origin plane of the original change, if there was any difference. Don't worry about it. It's time stuff.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Don't worry. It's just timey wimey wibbly wobbly bullshit.
I lean over to Edward and I'm just like, is he okay?
No, I am not. It's okay. Proceed. My apologies.
Yes. Well, I feel that my story is pretty much done.
And
Ticto, will you be all right here for a moment by yourself?
yes.
Very good. I feel this is imperative that we perform our duties to our employer. So I am going to run back to the door very quickly, give our employer his payment to fulfill our end of the bargain to ensure that he fulfills his end of ours.
Ah, good call.
I shall be right back. If you all wish to, I don't know, take some sort of break from streaming or something like that, then perhaps we could take a 5 minute.
Is this a bathroom break? Copy.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna take a break, guys. We'll be right back.
All right.
and 1. Go.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, we're just.
hold on. Guys, did we already start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just did.
Can we maybe like take another 5 minutes? I can't find. God damn it! Where are all my dice? It's like I don't have enough dice.
Oh, I've had that same problem the other day. It was weird.
Ah, son of a bitch!
I don't.
I'm gonna.
I know a
have
really
more
good
and more
site you
dice
might be able
then.
to go to.
What?
What's
There's
that,
a couple of
Alex?
really good sites you should try checking out. And there's a
Really?
code that this group has.
Tell me more, Alex. What is this site that I go to?
You go to this amazing dice site called what's the one?
Is it tabletop loot?
It is Tabletop Loot. How
Yes!
did you know?
I've
I've
heard of
been
them,
using
but
them
I've
for a while.
Yeah, you can get a whole like subscription service, and they'll send you dice like monthly, and you get some
really.
really
Do you know
nice
how much
dice.
it is?
I don't have the exact cost, but you can get 15% off just by using the code NOL15.
Wow.
And that's off of the dice itself, or the subscription service. What is that?
I believe it's off of anything in the shop, if I remember correctly.
I think it's anything but the subscription service.
Is it anything but the subscription?
Yes.
You might be right about that, Ben. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a closer look at this tabletoploot.com.
In the
And
meantime,
I'll be sure to use the code NOL15 to get 15% off my next, purchase.
NOL15, Tabletop Loot.
I love your guys' ridiculous chilling. Like, literally, you're like, hold on a minute. I'm like, God damn it.
you're like, here we go.
No, like, I literally thought he was going to be like, I do need to do something. Like, we just had a 5-minute break. What are you doing?
You're like, actually, I need to go switch my laundry. I mean, dice.
Yeah, I need some dice. God damn it. So dumb.
Anyway, all right. Going back in, I believe we decided that after the break, Edward will have returned.
Yes.
So I come back into the temple and I once again take off my belt, after I can make sure that I'm reasonably not being observed by anything. And I really kind of only put the belt on so that I could make swift movement through the town without people bothering me.
Yeah.
Okay. You're like, I'm not healing for free anymore. Fuck that. I'll be a
I just don't want other chain devils to be all like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not healing anybody for free anymore. I learned my mistake.
When we first walked out, Bob, we did basically immediately get accosted by chain devils upon walking out of Bob's. So I think it's a good assumption to make.
It is. Well, that's because you guys don't walk like out, like a beaten populace.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys come back. You got your thing. You've secured your payment. So what?
There is one thing, Carl. On our way here, there was
Jermaine is like in prayer at this moment. I mean, legit in prayer.
On our way here, there was an imp that had the cloth that we had the holy symbol of Pelor wrapped in. He must have found it when we left, after we left it behind after our ritual. We did get the cloth from him, but the imp is still around.
Okay, so you have the cloth. What did you do with the cloth?
The cloth is gone.
Okay.
I have returned it to the gods.
Okay. You said the imp is still around?
Yes, he
Not
was
good.
making a scene in the courtyard. We couldn't exactly take care of the problem.
Okay, what was he saying?
I'm
He's
pretty
saying-
sure that I've scared the piss out of him sufficiently, but his actual words were that he saw an army of traitors, some sort of large contingency of people who are, quote, disrespecting the god.
Okay. Much as it pains me to do this, we can't risk getting out our group. There is a small group. It is actually slightly larger than me, and we do have occasional meetings.
Mhm.
There's usually cookies. It's actually quite nice.
Was there a meeting soon?
Oh.
I'd like some cookies. They sound like really good cookies.
You just missed the meeting, actually.
Damn it!
You
So-
look over as Dumaine is like taking the last cookie and be like,
Are they unleavened? Are they unleavened cookies? Yeah.
They do not have.
They're
They don't have any lemons. Don't worry.
All right. At this point,
Oh.
Dumaine comes out of his prayer, and he's like, "If I could trouble you with one more service, were you in the middle of something?
A little bit, but
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you
carry
have
on,
something?
then. He's gonna sit back down.
were you not paying attention?
Also, his old man voice is annoying the shit out of you, Carl. So just
You may. Why are you talking like that?
what? That's how.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. So,
TikTok's gonna like walk up to him, and he's
I'd
gonna
like to do an insight check.
grab his hair and just like rub it between his fingers, and like, is it just like fake dye? like
it's
it's got
forced. And
ash, like there's ash rubbed into it, like.
No, it's. But there's like when you reach it, it's like there's a hell of a lot more to it. Like it looks like old and stringy, but when you grab it, it's like a lot more.
Domain,
Yes.
drop it.
Are we certain that these are going to be members of our cause? And now for when he asks the members of a cause, you guys are a little bit you're more than a little bit intimidated. So
You do know what we already saw him do, right?
huh?
I'm sure he filled you in.
Yeah.
We're not from around these parts. We already saw the Tree of Life. The
He rolled a
Suntree come.
natural 20 on intimidation. So 26.
Mhm.
So this old man just kind of like asked you like, "Don't fuck with me."
I'm not trying to fuck with
He's
you.
like, "Are you going to help us in our cause?" And his voice gets deeper and more robust.
I mean, haven't
I have
already
no
been...
intention on joining the church.
I didn't ask you.
I'm pretty sure we already have been. Why are you being a dick about it?
It's nothing about being a dick. He goes, "This is a fundamental change to our world, and we take it very seriously. Yes, you helped plant a tree, and I told you about the relationship with a god you give no shits about. But I do." He's like, and Carl does. He's like, "So if I should play this feeble old man collecting coin to heal the masses and then reinvesting it into the church so that my work gets done, I shall do so." And then he goes, "So, are you committed to our cause while you are here?" He goes, "Are we going to have a problem?" And then as he says that, his like form like shifts a little bit, and he gets like his face elongates, and his hair turns like golden, and he like takes on this like almost cat-like visage for a very quick moment. When he says, "Are we going to have a problem?" And you see the look of like a half.
Is it
lion.
like the Sphinx thing again?
No,
Like,
no,
okay.
it's definitely he's a lion lycanthrope. So he turns into like a half lion,
So like,
half cat.
I'm not a religious
He's like,
man,
"Just to let you know, I take this very seriously."
but I'm not a religious man. But as long as the current status quo is maintained, every other plane is fucked. So that's where I stand. So it seems our causes align. What do you, Edward? Your motives are tend to be a little bit more. What the fuck? Where's my camera gone again?
I like how Ticto's so aware of your cameras.
Um, I feel like our motives align. Edward, your motives always seem to be a little bit more complicated, so you can have your own thing. But in my brain, we kind of like mesh up on what our goals are. So you can take with that what you will.
You are obsessed with change. You are obsessed with making sure that the world comes back, and that oblivion is staved off. And I am obsessed with restoring the balance.
The point where the chain started being weakened was the point where the timelines converged in the three gods of
The
your
nearest I
plane.
can say is yes. The point where the change became was during the rising of the three gods. The pivotal point happened 4,000 years ago, but the effect was felt within the last year. As you said, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yes, that is the case.
So nearest as I can say, as we can guess, Carl and I and the few others that have joined our call. Nearest as we can guess is something happened 4,000 years ago that was cemented via time
From this time, yes.
into this time. And while my world remembers nothing since those 4,000 years, and that the cult of Asmodeus, not the cult, the church of Asmodeus, becoming the church, has slowly grown over 4,000 years.
That is correct.
And the mega city that is Waterdeep now, that stretches from Baldur's Gate to Cannon Pass, has always been that city, guarded by Nyx. However, it is us that believe, through my intercessions with the Dawn Father, that there was a pivotal moment where this was not the case, brought about by the new god. By Piotr, Logi, and Mr. Whisker.
From my understanding,
It's really hard to be serious and say Mr. Whiskers as a guy. Piotr and Logi are like easy to say they're guys. Mr. Whiskers, it's like you lose all gravitas when you say that. It doesn't matter what it is.
yes.
And Mr. Whiskers.
Yes, it's Mr. Whiskers.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, so we're fucking around. Is that what we're doing? Cool.
You, as far as I can tell, that is the case. From what we have been able to discover, those three went back in time and rewrote the course of this realm.
It is our belief that was an accident. In all honesty, like we don't believe that was their intention. But
No,
being self-serving individuals,
we have sources that would say. I mean, the fate of the chains is outside of. They did not intend that, but
no,
we have sources that confirm that they went back with the express purpose of rewriting history.
I agree that is the purpose, and my intercessions say the same. However, ascending to godhood was not in the plan, but accepted once it became an option.
I would say it fell within the motives. May have been way more than what their initial motives were, but they welcomed the opportunity.
Well, wouldn't you? I mean,
Frankly,
you are
no.
alive. Continue. My fault. I apologize.
To answer your question, no, I would not. If there were some sort of entity promising me godlike power, I personally would fear what I would do with it, and so I would turn it down.
And that is why you are on this quest, sir. There are some whose power is all they crave. They do not care for the consequences. But yes, we do not care on our plane. Individuals such as Carl and myself, we do not care about the chain. We do not. It has been broken and fixed several times in the last 4,000 years.
What?
Yes,
How?
I have no idea.
It kind of happens.
It's
Yeah, honestly, he's right. It does. It happens from time to time, and no one seems to get upset about it.
how does it get fixed?
I've never seen a repairing of the chain.
Do we know who fixes it?
I want to say Franklin.
Franklin?
The Guardian. We've been told about Franklin before. I see. That is still slightly more worrying than what we have seen in other places.
No, I couldn't imagine if it hadn't been broken, but it may only be specific to this realm. But from what I do know, you can have one intact chain, and that world will be fine. But the other 5 can break, and everything is gone.
Yes, well, at least one that we know of
And
has
then
been
it's-
broken.
Yes, into heaven.
Yes.
I learned that when my connection to Pelor has weakened to almost a whisper. But since planting of the tree, his voice is back a little stronger now.
Father,
Like-
my concern is still about this imp. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to get in contact with this god of yours, this Pelor. I want you to ask Pelor about the chain and about the repairing of it. In the meantime, Ticto and your servant Carl shall accompany me, and we shall take care of this loose end. From there, we can decide what to do further. But I feel that this imp is a loose end that must be tied.
Is Watcher gone again now that we're back in the city, or
You
did
could
he
try
s-
summoning him.
or did he like stick around after? No.
Watcher doesn't like the city.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't like but you could try to summon him.
Okay.
Because you just kind of accepted the fact that Watcher doesn't come with you
Yeah.
in the city, but this is a different place with a different energy, so because
Yeah.
you're in like his secret study.
Okay. So I can't have Watcher in the city, so I can.
You can. He just hates it.
All right.
You just haven't forced him yet.
All right. I have something to do, and I'm going to go over and perform the ritual to summon Watcher.
He pops up. He's like, well, I suppose in all the places you could have brought me in this fucking town, this is the best one.
Yes. I'm sorry, Watcher. I know you
And he's
don't
like,
like
he
it
stops
here.
for a minute. He's like smelling. He's like looking around. He's like, he looks at Carl, and he looks at Dumaine, and he's like, are you wearing Pelor?
They are.
He's like, I haven't smelled that in forever. He's like, it's a cologne.
It's my owl buddy. I think Brian had to step away.
You're also frozen.
Oh, I just realized I'm frozen.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Don't worry, Alex and I'll run this. It's fine. God damn it, Ben. Get your shit together.
I think I need a new webcam or something because this is
I agree.
frustrating.
Well, if you need some new dice, go to Tabletop Loot. Anyway,
The question is it the USB port or is it the camera?
I don't know. If we're having too many issues, we can shorten this one up if you want to work on it, and we can do a mid.
I don't think I'd be able to figure out what's going on with this tonight. All right.
Okay, if you
We're
would
back
like.
up.
Ticto, Carl, I want you to both to meet me here in the city, and I'll kind of mark out on the map. I'll say, I'm going to bring the imp here. I want the two of you to be ready.
I was gonna have Watcher go up and look for him, but you don't think that's
I
necessary?
would honestly rather not. I mean, I will, but
I think a
Like,
celestial
walking
owl
in-
is going to attract some attention.
I would have to agree. I can't really hide what this is.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And he's like, but I
Yeah.
do. He now is like jumped off your shoulder and is like sitting on Dumaine's, and he's like, I do love what you're wearing.
Cheater.
And he's just kind of like enjoying the fact that he found somebody else radiating celestial energy. He's like bopping from Carl to Dumaine.
I'm Carl, still like kind of confused and just like, what's going on here?
He's my owl buddy. He's kind of a dick sometimes, but he's all right. Apparently, he's nice to you, though. I'm just glare at him.
He's like, he's like, I'm Celeste. He's like, introduce himself. He's like, I'm Watcher. I'm Celestial from the Gates of the Moon. Recently, my homeland has suffered a tragedy with the breaking of the chains, but I'm digging your aura right now.
Okay.
He's very small too. Like he's
a
like,
tiny owl.
huh?
He's a tiny owl. He's like,
Yeah,
this
he's
big.
super small, like maybe a pound.
Very good. Well then, fellas, I shall meet you there in about
Yeah.
10 minutes. And
Perfect.
I shall go ahead and put the belt on.
Dumaine is like, yes, hold on a moment. He's like, he puts glove on, and he reaches into, he goes over, he's like, hold on a moment. And he goes out of his study and into the study of the high priest of Asmodeus. And he comes back, he's like, I hate you. But he has a large coin. And it's got the face, got like a screaming face on it. It's like got this like little bluish black metal, it's like forged into it. And it's a large coin. It's like the size of like a silver dollar. So it's not like a little, it's a larger coin. And he's like, offer payment with this. And he's like, you're neutral, right? You're true neutral?
I am true neutral.
Okay. You felt better things, hit your skin. But
I actually already have 5 soul coins.
yeah, well, he doesn't know that. You don't really walk around telling everybody, hey, I've got a pocket full of soul coins. He's like, offer payment in this. Every fucking imp in the town will come. And then he's like, he takes it and he like,
Let
Yeah,
me ask you, Father. How do imps feel about fire damage? Immune?
completely.
Damn it. That's my best AoE spell.
Prepare.
Prepare yourselves. I shall soon bring the one who will testify.
You know, you don't have to do that voice around us, right?
What voice?
Yeah, apparently, Carl has a problem with accents. It doesn't like intimidating. He doesn't like imitations. Do you, Carl?
That was me talking.
Yeah, no, he's just being a smart ass right. He's like, also, they're immune to poison.
Are they immune or just resistant?
They're immune. I'm literally looking at it right now.
Okay. I was curious. Fireball doesn't work. That's pity.
But are you going after him yourself?
I am going to go and attempt to find him in the town. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. Then you leave to go find him. What do you say in the town?
Like as far as what I tell other people I'm doing, sort of thing.
Nobody's asking you shit.
Okay.
Like, how are you getting attention? There are more than one imp in the town.
Yeah. I will specifically say,
Attention, imps.
and I will, like try to get their,
Are you in the?
attention.
Where are you in the town? Are you in the marketplace where you saw him the first time?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
I will say.
You get like 6 pop out. You know, it's weird because like you're standing there and you just yelled as did the. Give me a roll to just see how loud. You yelled.
Okay.
I don't-
Actually, can I use a? Well, let's see here. What spell do I have that might? No, I don't have anything that would intend. Okay, I'll just give you the roll then.
I mean, you can use your druid crap. I don't care. It's all for flavor.
Well, I don't think my druid craft would really enhance my voice the same way that like prestidigitation would.
Okay.
But what I will do is, I suppose I'll cast guidance on myself so I can add to my roll.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm assuming this is probably charisma based. So it's about 16.
Okay. So you come out there and very loudly, you're like, attention. And it's weird because, like, imps are innate shapeshifters. So, like, they don't just walk out. Like, you see, like, a bird, like, kind of land in the middle of the square and turn into an imp. And then, like, 2 cats, like a mouse.
It is
You know-
imperative that I find the imp who was talking of this army of traitors, this contingent that is defiling our lord.
All the imps look at it. They're like, what's in it for us? Like, because I know you can't really. I mean, give me a perception check. See if you
Okay.
can pick one. Pick if he's out in the crowd.
All right.
Otherwise, you just go.
Your survival.
Well, I was going to say,
Fools! If you think that I would offer payment to lowly imps such as yourself for serving Asmodeus and doing your job, then you must truly be as worthless as you are. Stupid.
My throat hurts.
Advantage.
Which is what you did.
Advantage.
I'm advantage. Earned it. My throat hurts with
God
that.
damn it.
No, re-roll them both at the same. What the fuck?
Oh,
Get a new
reroll
dice.
them both at the same time. Okay, got it.
Yeah, get a new dice. What's wrong with you?
All right, all right, all right.
Do not roll that dice. Your advantage will be revoked if you roll with that dice.
Okay, dokie, not a problem.
I
That
feel like
was-
with that role play, he deserves just to succeed.
Right, like I'm borderline just be like, oh wait a. Too bad we can't just we can't just do acting ability.
I mean, you could. You can.
There we go.
Oh, bone dice.
Bone dice,
Very nice.
yes.
Was that a natural?
So, no, that's a 19 on the bone die.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, you super succeed, and you now are like, they are not. Like they're not at. They started asking what's in it for them, and then they all rolled strangely a 9. They're like most of them are like pulling away because they're like, you're pissed off.
Because I assume Chain Devil is high enough above Imp where
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
much higher.
That was dumb.
Yeah. So like they like 5 of them blink off and like one standing there being like, yeah, I found it. It was a group of I just
Do not worry, provided that you tell the truth. Your soul will be saved, and I know that you shall be rewarded.
how will I be rewarded?
That is for our Lord Asmodeus to decide, not
just,
I.
like-
I'm okay.
You should
He
do
like
the dancing coin over the knuckles thing with the soul coin.
is that what you're doing with? Are you showing the coin at all or no? Or are you
Not
just
at all,
right
not-
now straight threatening?
Yeah. At this point, I'm just, relying on the clout
fact
of
that-
Asmodeus to essentially, like, aid me.
Okay, yeah, no, he's very much like, what do you want to know?
Come with me.
Do I have to? Like, we can just talk here, right?
I will sigh, and I will try to produce flame from my mouth. As if, like, when sighing, just bursts of flame come from my mouth.
Okay, that does nothing to intimidate him because fire is the one thing he's immune to.
Yeah, but
It's
I'm
like-
doing it more for effect, if you will. I'm just going to, like, look at him, and I'll be like,
If you wish to testify to this crowd, then I feel that you will be missing out on a greater opportunity.
and I will, at that point,
Okay,
show the soul coin, and I will say,
his eyes.
received-
It doesn't matter what you say. His eyes are now fixated on it. He's like,
I received this soul coin for my part in bringing the previous traitor to our Lord. If you wish to earn one yourself, perhaps it would be wise for you to follow my instruction.
he's hooked. Like, that's it. Like, because he knows with one soul coin, he can become not an imp. So he's like, right.
and I shall pocket the soul coin after that and be like,
He's like
Follow
he's
me.
like a dog watching you put a hot dog in your pocket, like a bag of treats in your pocket. He's like, all right, he goes with you.
He literally saw you just pocket raw hamburger, and he's like,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. He's like, anything I can do to help.
I will remember that.
okay, so I
In
will
the
lead.
meantime,
the-
I would assume me and Carl proceeded to the agreed upon meeting
Yep.
point.
I thought you were just bringing it back to the church.
No, he said
No,
we just
no,
had a spot in the
no,
city.
No.
Okay.
Do you want to see an imp go into the church and then never leave?
Especially a church that is, like, secretly a church of Pelor? No.
Yes.
We're smarter than that, silly boy.
I hate that.
I mean, like, to be fair, like, I am a wizard. That is my highest stat, so.
Yeah. So, all right. So you take him off. You're off.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's awesome?
There's a list in D&D Beyond that has the infernal hierarchy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, it makes it even funnier because I had mixed it up and I thought there was one in between Imp and Spine Devil. There's not. So you are literally like a first grader kicking around a kindergartner.
Oh, okay. So
And the Chain Devil is like 5 points up.
okay, so it totally makes sense why he was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
I know I've got the goods.
Yeah. All right. So
I know
he follows
teacher's
you.
gonna love this.
He follows you.
Yep.
He follows you with the eagerness of like a dog, like as it is, a dog looking for his treat. He's like, what else you want to know? I'll tell you everything that I saw, and I'll tell you what happened, and how upset I was that they were disrespecting Fiona. I was furious, and I knew that. And you're just like,
Yeah, I'm just walking him along, kind of like leading him to the agreed upon spot. Like listening to him, but not paying him much mind,
okay.
as a chain devil would.
All right.
Okay. So, after, like, nobody really standing in your way, you know? Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's like, no, get over here. So, where is this location you're taking him to?
I want to take him away from most trafficked areas of the city, maybe like just outside the city sort of thing.
Okay. Like the woods where you were at?
Not quite that far out, because from what I understand, that was a little bit farther out than like is easy to get to sort of thing.
Yeah, but like maybe an hour walk.
Yeah, like
half
at
an
least,
hour
a walk out, into the forest or whatnot. And I'll be like,
Come with me. The people that you must testify are this way.
He is not even trying to like he's so fixated on the coin that he does not care. So he's just like, yeah, absolutely. And but as you get a little further out, he's like, nope, he's not. Never mind. The dice said he's still not noticed.
Still doesn't care.
No, he rolled a 5. He doesn't notice shit. He's just like, as soon as I'm a spine devil, I'm gonna go step on all the imps' tails. That'll teach him.
Tikto's gonna climb up in a tree and hide in the foliage.
Nobody will fuck with me anymore. I won't be the... Oh, he's just like talking about what he's gonna do with all of his like new not impness.
so when I get to the agreed upon spot, I will turn to him and I'll be like,
Are you ready to receive your just reward?
Right? You betcha I'm ready. And and like, who's all there? Like, is Carl, are you there too?
Oh, I'm there. Yeah.
Okay. Does he see you? Are you hiding?
Yeah, no, I'm not hiding.
Standing
I'm
there?
I said
I'm
I'm
standing
hiding
there
up in
full-
a tree.
full hammer, like
Are you
standing
are
there.
you Pelor, Carl, or are you
Oh, I'm looking like
you're
I'm
full on
Wolfie.
Piotrs, Carl?
huh?
Are you Piotrs, Carl?
Yeah,
or Pelor?
Piotr.
Huh?
I'm blending in. Like I
Okay,
wouldn't
so
walk
you're-
outside.
Okay, so you're full like garish black armor and like
Yep.
over the top. Okay. Hi, Carl.
Hello.
Someone had disrespected your god. Did you know that?
I heard.
Yeah, it was a whole. Holy fuck! He launches into a tale of like how there was. He rolled a natural 20. He launches into a tale about how he saw this group of people, and there had to be like 15 of them who were walking around all being like, fuck Piotr. I don't give a fuck about Piotr. You can't tell me what. And it's like, though it sounds incredibly like ridiculous, like they're just being rebellious for rebellion's sake. You buy it. You're like, wow, he really is awesome.
Even though he knows what he's talking. Even though he knows.
Yeah,
the story.
like, no, this is one of those moments where you're like, yeah, that really sounds believable. That sounds absolutely like this is a good story. And then you're like, wait a minute.
And at that point, Tikto's going to launch a
Yeah.
third level magic missile from the trees.
So you're sitting there being like, all right, I don't even need it. He's only got fucking 10 hit points. So, like,
know.
you can't miss it. So you're sitting there being like, yeah, a whole army, you say. Like, a whole bunch. And you're just, he's full of shit, but, like, part of you is like, maybe
Wow.
you did see that. Maybe this did happen. Maybe we got, and a little part of you is, like, getting excited. You're like,
Maybe we have more
there's
followers.
Yeah, you're like, maybe there's more people in there. And then all of a sudden, just like, pew, 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 you see, like, just holes blow in him. And he's like, ah, shit! It just explodes. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. That's what we brought him here for. Like,
Jim, you were always one of the okay ones.
Yeah.
Shame. Pity.
Yes, well, it seemed like now if anybody asks you what happened to that imp, you just say he was lying. So,
Yep.
Yeah. He explodes. The imp gets like, and like all devils that die outside of their plane, he like just melts into goo.
the one problem is he'll probably be back in about 6 months. So,
We tell him that one of the saboteurs was waiting in the tree,
there you go.
and we took out the saboteur.
Yes. It makes sense. He was ambushed. You were ambushed, and we defeated the ambush. Except, sadly, you were killed in the process.
And Edward's like, one more soul coin for me. I'll be rich in hell.
Oh, did it like pop? Did the imp
I
pop
do
out a
believe
soul
I-
coin?
No. He never gave him the soul
Oh,
coin.
right.
I do believe I promised that imp his just reward.
You guys are like evil good. Like that should be. Like, I know chaotic good is there, but there's also like you guys are like, you're like self-serving jagoffs that are also like, I guess we'll try to save everybody. They're like,
I mean, I'm legitimately trying to save everyone. That's why
Right.
I didn't swing the hammer.
yeah. the
Welcome
other
to
two are
True
like,
Neutral.
Yeah. Fucking don't give a shit. All right, so
Yeah.
you guys clear up the loose end. You're 90% certain this was the imp. And this was the imp that you were. These are the imps you are looking for.
Does this imp leave anything behind? Like, is there anything of the imp whatsoever that is
No,
behind?
no, there is no. You watch for a minute and like it fades into nothingness really fast.
Like, not even like a loincloth.
No,
just
nothing.
nothing.
No.
Okay.
There's
No.
nothing left. And imps, you think with like the power level of an imp, you think like it's not really likely that anything that they did leave behind you'd be like finding particularly useful. Since you think that spine devil cloak was like pretty much next to garbage. So you're like, I don't know if I'd really want it anyway.
Well, I'm not looking for anything to like loot, but what I'm specifically asking is there any like
You're looking for evidence.
Yeah, evidence.
Investigation check.
Okay.
I'm over my time, so I have to disappear.
Okay, well we're done
So
in
Car-
12 minutes anyway. So
Carl's going back
Carl,
to
you're
the.
gonna go back. I'll text
Yep.
you what Dumaine says to you.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Yep.
So that would be 13.
Okay. You watch it, and yeah, there's no evidence left. Like it's pretty much.
I like how it's an imp, and you're trying to say that we're like somewhat evil for like deceiving the imp.
No, it's just like you guys are ruthless about it.
Yeah.
I'll look to you and I'll be like,
Memories. I remember that time when you exploded that guy's chest after also breaking his ankles.
Yeah, that was an accident. This was on purpose. But
Seems
it
like
also
years
happened in
ago.
a forest.
So you guys just sit there and you're like, what else can we kill in this forest? And you're just like, pew, 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 pew. No,
I mean, I suppose I could bring some more imps.
yeah, no, you are pretty certain and pretty confident in your thing. So you guys returned back to Dumaine, where Carl and him report that, or Carl reports that the imp has been taken care
Yes.
and once there, I'll take off the belt.
of. Okay. He's like, I'm not gonna lie. That's quite a useful device you have there.
I have indeed found it useful for our time here.
I would say so.
Spine Devil belt doesn't help that much, just so you know.
I would imagine
Sorry?
anything. It's a cloak.
Ah,
Remember the Spine Devil
Yeah.
cloak? Yeah. He's like, they don't. Spine Devils are next to garbage anyway.
actually, Ticto, would you mind if I borrow that cloak for just a moment?
Sure.
I'm going to put on the belt, and then I'm going to put on the cloak.
Okay.
Ooh.
What happens to me?
You're a barbed chain devil. No, I'm kidding.
You're like,
Yeah, do I go
it's
up like one more rank or something
no,
like that?
no.
Like,
You actually like go down. Like you're like this uncomfortable like
So it like
you're
averages
like
out.
half the height you normally are, but like it's like when you've got a bad image or you've got like the you know, like the blur of the background and like somebody will lean in and be clear and then not. So it's like that. It's like your body is like flickering between the chain devil and then the spine devil. But the chains that you have are like waving around outside. So you're like and it's very disconcerting to look at. You're like
That
a flickering
doesn't
image.
work.
Yeah. The magic definitely does not overlap each other.
okay, I'll take
You were
off
hoping
the
to like
cloak.
step up to a bone devil.
I take off the cloak and I give it back to him.
Could I cut a piece of the cloak off and like make like a thing for Watcher so that he could like pass unnoticed?
Well, you could just put the cloak on him.
I mean, you could try.
Watcher!
Yeah.
Can you try this on? And I'm gonna like put the cloak on him.
He is 100% enveloped in this thing. Like he's like the size. He's like this tall, and you put a cloak on. For a
Magic
full-size
item.
nose. Huh?
Magic item.
Magic
Yeah, well-
items resize to their wearers.
Well, not immediately. Like so. You just throw it on top of him, and then he.
No, I like put it on him like it's like a.
Oh, like actually fastened it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's like enveloped in this whole cloak, and then like quickly it like shrinks. But Watcher grows.
Oh.
Watcher grows into like this full size, like spined devil, and he's like,
Oh hell yeah!
I fucking hate this. I hate it. I hate it.
I understand.
No, you don't. This is like if I'm like, hey, Ticto, let me put this shirt made of shit on you. Let me put this whole outfit that is made of feces.
Okay. So now is he like this? Does he appear to be the size of a spine devil now?
Yeah, he is. He is now.
So I'm gonna like put my hand on his shoulder and be like, "Watcher."
It goes through. It's just an illusion.
I know, but I'm like faking it, and I'm gonna go. You like Pelor, right?
I mean, yeah, I love that guy.
And these guys are working for Pelor, right?
Yeah, that's wonderful. Why do I have to wear this around them? This is horrible.
So the thing is,
You're my least favorite wizard right now.
Okay, can you follow with me? Follow with this train of logic. I know we don't exactly see eye to eye on things, but if I walk out of this church and I have a celestial owl on my shoulder, we're going to have a problem. But if I walk out of this church and I have a spine devil walking with me, we're probably okay, right?
I'm just wondering what you came in here without an owl or spine devil, and you're gonna be like, all of a sudden you leave with the spine devil, and they're gonna be like, a gnome walking around with a spine devil, that's normal. I've
Right.
seen that before.
Right, but the other thing is, now
You hate it?
you can perform
I-
a certain level of reconnaissance for us, and now I'm not blind to external threats. You know, remember in the city of Doors?
No, I get
How you
what
helped
you're
us
doing.
out?
And I can agree with it and still hate it.
If you're
I-
opposed, If you're opposed to this, hey,
I understand.
hey.
Go fuck yourself.
Watcher,
I
Watcher,
understand.
if
No,
you
I
are
agreed to it. I don't have to like it.
Watcher,
What?
if you don't want to do this, I'm not going to make you.
I don't want to do this.
Okay.
Not in this town. I mean, I'll be your eyes outside the town, but I hate this thing. I hate it.
Okay. I won't make you do it. I just wanted to see if it would work.
It works.
If
It's
we
very
have
uncomfortable.
if we have a dire need, would
Yes,
you be
if you have to, I agree to it.
Thank you. And then I take the cloak off him.
Thank you. But yeah, if we absolutely have to, he's like shaking and he like is like trying to like jump onto like a holy symbol of Pelor that's like sitting in the study, and is like trying to like bird bath it.
I like cast prestidigitation on him and like blow dry his feathers.
Yeah, he's like sitting there like as you're like cleaning him. He's like I understand your reasoning. I do. I really do. But I hate it. I hated that. It's horrible.
Tic-Tac.
But
I'm gonna
if
put like
we
my
need-
I'm gonna put my like finger under his chin and like give him scritches and I'm like
he's like,
just like
Tic-Tac.
yes.
Indulge me for a moment. I just
hey,
had.
real quick, do you guys want to play extra? I have time to play extra if you want to today.
I think
still have to
Brian's-
go to work later tonight.
All right.
So, but I mean, I can do a little bit more.
All right. Well, then while you two are talking to each other, I'm gonna go pee because I drank 2 huge cups of coffee.
Right on.
All right.
Tic-Tac, indulge me for a moment. This ability you have to conjure a familiar, do you need to have just one familiar? How does it work?
I do not. I have multiple
Because it occurs to me that there is a particular imp at the moment that is no longer in this realm of existence. And if you had the power to, say, for example, summon this imp as your new familiar, then he would be tied to you.
And he would not be able to betray me, correct?
That is what I would be assuming, because you, at
Let's
that point,
see.
would be his lifeblood. Is it perhaps possible that
So
Watcher
Imp,
might like his life
I
here?
will
amongst
say
the
Imp
more?
is not listed as a familiar option. I can
Perhaps
have,
if you petition the DM.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be up to Joel, but yeah, Imp is not listed as an option. So I can have a bat, cat, crab, frog, hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, poisonous snake, fish, rat, raven, seahorse, spider, or weasel. And they can be either celestial, fey, or fiend instead of a beast.
Actually, since we just destroyed the form of that imp, does that mean that his spirit is left to wander and then can be put into any infernal creature?
What do you reckon?
Could I summon a new familiar as opposed to Watcher in the form of the imp that we just murdered?
No, you would have to get rid of Watcher.
And I could never get Watcher back.
You could summon. You could summon another one, but the guarantee of because think about it like fishing, right? If you summon a familiar, right, and then you release it back, and you summon another one, you are going to be. It's a crapshoot, you know. Like honestly, in order to do it, you would roll for it, and if it was a natural 20, then you could get that in.
Okay.
So I mean, like you could take it. You could take it's a straight dice roll.
Yeah, we were talking. I was like, I don't think it'll work, but based off the wording of the spell, Brian was just like, let's ask the DM.
No, I mean I could, but I like to think of like the familiar as like it's not so much as like you.
Yeah, there's no imp that listed under the summon familiar spell.
Yeah, I mean, like, we could, who gives a shit? Like, if it's a small
Well, yeah.
creature,
Yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure there's no shit-talking tiny celestial owl that is like, this is how it's going to be. I just decided Watcher's a shit-talking celestial owl. You know, you would, the dice roll let you pick between Fey or Celestial.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you could, but
if he were to go if he were to go fishing for a new familiar, could we use a soul coin as bait?
you could, but he also is not evil, so he wouldn't want to touch the soul coin.
Hmm.
You're only able to handle the soul coin because you don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm chaotic good, so those things
It
give
doesn't
me the
matter. You're still good.
heebie-jeebies.
Like the idea of
No, I
using
say they give me the heebie-jeebies.
yeah, you hate it. So like, if you were evil, you'd be like, why wouldn't I use a soul coin?
Yeah.
Like, I'll go kill people from those soul coins.
Yeah.
You know,
So that idea failed.
it didn't fail. You could try it. You just would lose the possibility of watching.
No, I was just.
And then
saying
you would also have to deal with the fact that if you had an imp as a familiar, as a good character with an evil imp, like that thing is not going to be aligned with your interest.
You're
I mean, he'll
correct.
still do what you say, but like how I think of familiars is they have their own like motivations,
Yeah.
and you have to like constantly woo them, which is why Watcher is giving you such attitude.
Yeah. Lame, but yes.
No, I mean, go ahead and try if you want. It's just there is a possibility.
Oh,
of
I
not
wasn't
getting
talking
Watcher
about the. I don't want to lose Watcher. As
Okay.
much as Ticto complains about Watcher's attitude, he still likes Watcher.
back. Yeah, Watcher is starting to like him too. It just was unfortunate that that he came out as Celestial, and the story path goes this way. But he's also kind
Yeah. Yes. So that didn't work. I forgot what my idea was. Oh yeah, I just wanted him to be reconnaissance, but that's apparently not going to work.
no, he'll do it. It's just very uncomfortable.
Yep. No.
So now you are back with Domain. Where's Watcher now? Was he there while you guys were?
Well,
discussing
we were
dismissing
in
him?
the remember we were in
rectory.
the rectory thing. The
The true rectory or the evil rectory?
the true rectory.
Okay. Okay. He's like, Dumaine will look at you, and he's like, all right, if you don't mind looking into our service one more time of our great work. Sorry. Carl gives him the look, and he's like, sorry. If you don't mind helping us in our great work one more time.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I have been given a vision.
And
of
what
one
would that
more-
be?
Of another location.
Oh, dish.
It is. He's like, do you know of the legend of Cadderley and the Soaring Spire?
Who in the what now?
I will take that as a. He's like, but
Remember-
I have been given a vision.
Different world. We don't have the same stories as you guys.
Yeah, I'm aware. I forget. I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me a second. I've been given a vision of this location. In the plain of the standing stone. It is, I believe there is something of import there.
Hmm. I see.
And in this plane, I have been given an image of the Dawn Father. I do not believe it's a location for another tree, but something altogether different.
I
Would you
see.
be willing to look at this?
I believe that we would be able to assist with this. Our benefactor noticed a change in the alignments of the area after we brought about the Sun Tree, and he instructed us that those areas needed to grow.
Indeed. I mean, evil is part of balance,
Mm-hmm.
and we must. But right now, the scales are tipped entirely towards evil.
We are very, 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 very out of balance currently. Yes.
Which is causing the chains to break. Which is
Agreed.
causing the possibility of the other realms, and eventually this one included, falling.
I will need another 100 gold if I am to assist with this.
I think I have to as well.
Right.
Just from, okay, it's not because we don't want to do it. It's because our arrangement to be on this plane hinges on us performing services or delivering goods in return for payment.
Also, my
I
spells require a certain amount of sacrifice.
That too.
So you need me to frame this in a mercantile way.
Yes.
No, I just need payment for my spells.
I'll be honest, I like your direct honesty. Agreed. And he'll reach in his pouch and flip you both 10 platinum each.
Fuck
Very good.
yeah.
He's like, come to think of it, if you complete this quest and it is something of value, perhaps we will give you much, much more.
I will immediately take 25 gold and I will start casting the ritual for divination.
Okay.
And the question that I wish to ask is if anything is required for me to bring to this location to require its growth.
As in, like, organic material?
As in, like, say, for example, the previous location required us to bring, like, Carl, and he was, like, kind of the tuning fork, if you will, to, like, you know, get everything to, you know,
Okay.
bring about, like...
It's the same. It's the same, like the things that are flashing divine, like, they kind of, like, are like, you get the feeling of, like, you gotta come with. But then also, you get a really strong urge that you need to bring a spade or small shovel.
And do I still need to bring the same holy symbol?
Not so much the same holy symbol. Like, that one was Pelor specific. This one is a little bit more generalized celestial divine. But it's, you get the feeling with your spell of, like, good nerd. So you get an image of, like, bring the holy folks, a shovel, and if you want to bring the symbol of Pelor, do it too.
Okay. I will relay that information to my associates and say, you know, it seems, fellas, that we require to bring spades, shovels, perhaps the holy symbol of Pelor, and then I do believe we will be able to work our magic, as it were.
All right.
It
Also,
will be
he's like,
that
oh, by the
voodoo
way,
that we do.
what'd you just say?
It shall be the voodoo that we do.
So well. He's like, also, your employer sent for your friend to be sent back to his
Good to give it to Mama.
area. Your friend is now back with, I believe it's Bob, or your employer.
Our employer, yes.
Yes.
I would assume he took Birdnacious with him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Is there any word? Will he be all right?
I would assume. I would assume. But he cannot be laying for days, refusing to take medication.
I understand.
So, yeah. So you guys get the image, and you know this is what you need to do.
Okay.
And you head back. Do you spend the night here, or do you head back to Bob's?
I think we would spend the night here, and it wouldn't give any suspicion.
Okay. Okay. Well then, you guys intend to spend the night here, and you do without any issue. You have pretty restful night's sleep, except you guys both dream again of the spreading black.
Mm.
You're getting pretty accustomed to having. Except now you see pinprick of light in the middle of
Mm.
it. And it makes you feel kind of settled. A little bit more like,
Like little teensy tiny bit of hope.
yes. But the light is like it was a quick flicker, a little bit of light, and then you both had fever dreams of the you both had dreams of the chain again, and you're feeling like that needs to be something you go see.
Yeah.
Edward, you can't get over the fact that he said the chain's broken before.
Yeah, I did not like that. That was I was
You're
like,
gonna obsess about it too?
yeah, definitely.
Okay. So
Because
that
I was
becomes
like, because I was like, how could it have been broken and repaired over and over again?
yeah.
Because everything Bob has told us, he has said once it's broken, it's donezo.
Right. Well, because that's what he knows.
Okay.
I suppose we'll find the answer to that once we are actually at the chain.
Yes. So, you guys, I think here is the point where we will end today.
Yeah.
We thank everyone for joining us. And we
Don't forget to follow us on our page here. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like our content. And if you have any kind of comments or suggestions, you can either leave them in the comments box on our YouTube page, or you can also mail us at NOL Talk Nerdy at gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
And if you follow us on Instagram at Nerds of Legend. So thank you, and we'll see you next week at the same time.
We'll see you again soon. Thanks, guys. And girls, whoever, whatever.
People.